In a small town in Vermont, one man spent an entire lifetime hiding in plain sight. He pumped gas. He swept floors. He wore the same coat for decades, held together in places by safety pins. When Ronald Read died, his lawyer opened the file. What he found would change how an entire town remembered the man they thought they knew. No one saw it coming. No one had reason to. His name was Ronald Read, born 1921 in Dummerston, Vermont, a small town you'd miss if you blinked. He was the first in his family to hitchhike to school. He served in World War II. He came home. He pumped gas. He swept floors. He spent nearly his entire life in Vermont. To his neighbors, he was unremarkable in the best possible way. Polite, predictable, a man of routines. He drove a battered old pickup, or sometimes walked. He wore a coat held together in places by safety pins. He parked at the far edge of lots to avoid parking fees. He ate at the same diner. He said hello and meant it. Nobody asked questions. Nobody had reason to. In June 2014, Ronald Read died at 92. His estate lawyer opened the file expecting modest holdings, perhaps a small property, some savings. What she found stopped her cold. $8 million. The legal papers listed assets across dozens of companies, blue-chip names: Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, J.P. Morgan, Wells Fargo, companies that had paid dividends for decades. The portfolio stretched back further than anyone realized. The lawyer called the family. The family was stunned. The town, when word eventually reached it, didn't quite believe it. The file was thin. The numbers were not. The question was never who Ronald Read was. The question was how. On a janitor's salary, on a part-time attendant's wage, where does $8 million come from? The answer is almost insultingly simple. He spent almost nothing. He saved almost everything. He went to the Brattleboro Library, the same library that would later inherit part of his estate, and he read annual reports, financial statements, the Wall Street Journal. He took notes. He filed them. He made his choices quietly, without fanfare, without an advisor. He bought dividend-paying stocks, blue chips, companies that had survived depressions and wars. He reinvested every dividend. He never sold when markets fell. He simply waited. Time, left alone, does a specific thing to money. It compounds. A dollar earning 3% a year does not become $2 in 20 years. It becomes more than 3. In 40 years, more than 6. Ronald Read had 50 years, and the discipline never to touch it. There is a word for what Ronald Read practiced. Psychologists call it delayed gratification. Economists call it compounding. Ronald Read would probably have called it common sense. He didn't follow markets obsessively. He didn't have a financial advisor. He didn't make a single dramatic decision. What he had was patience, which is rarer and worth more than most people understand. He knew something that most people resist knowing, that wealth, the quiet kind, moves slowly. It doesn't announce itself. It accumulates in the margins, in the dividend reinvested, in the parking fee avoided, in the coat repaired instead of replaced, in the stock held through a crash that everyone else sold through. Across decades, invisible numbers become very large numbers. He just had to stay out of his own way. Ronald Read chose two places: Brattleboro Memorial Hospital, Brooks Memorial Library. Together, they received more than $7 million. He left the remainder to his family, quietly, without instruction, without ceremony. He didn't want a building named after him. He didn't leave a letter explaining his choices. There is no manifesto. There is only the will, the numbers, and the silence. There is, at last count, one photograph of Ronald Read that most people have ever seen. He is not smiling for the camera. He looks like a man who has somewhere to be. The estate is settled. The accounts are closed. What remains is a question that resists easy answers. What do you do with a life so plainly lived and so quietly enormous? Case file HW01. Ronald Read, janitor, investor. The man no one saw coming.